Hey guys, I'll be right back. I'm just finishing up Jack's last load of laundry. Guys, what's going on? Taylor Prentice back with another video, and as you can tell by the headline, this is another Stephan interview, but this is gonna be my follow-up interview. So let's assume they saw my first video, they liked me, and now they're looking at me again. So I thought this would be a good video to do because I realized in my first video I really didn't talk about my relationship with finances at all. So I'm gonna dive into that, and if you're here for my fashion channel, this video is gonna intertwine with fashion. I'm gonna talk about how fashion kind of got me into finances and just into money in general. So enough said, let's just go ahead and get right on into it, folks. So I come from a family that has been pretty successful and pretty good with money. So my dad's always instilled in me that I need to make money and save money. As I got older, I've definitely learned more about it, and fashion kind of helped me learn more about it, which is kind of ironic because you'd think someone who would spend $1,000 on a pair of jeans would not be financially set, especially when they're not making that much at their current job and when they only work part-time. I'm gonna dive into how fashion made me into the financial person I am today. I almost said guru, definitely not a financial guru. So yeah, let's just start with my freshman year of college. I've worked all summer for like my first real job ever, and I got $3,000 for my high school graduation party. So I have accumulated a pretty good chunk of money for a 17-year-old, and I don't really have that many expenses at college. I was lucky enough to get a scholarship for graduating high school year early. To be honest, I didn't really want to go to college in the first place, but being 17 and out of high school, I didn't really know what to do, and I didn't really have like that thing that I thought that I was going to succeed in. So I just went to college. My parents kind of wanted me to go. All my friends were going, so it just really seemed like the thing to do. And I got there, and like you could imagine, I hated it. But I initially started out as an informatics major because I like computers and I thought that those people would make a lot of money. So I'm like, oh, that makes sense, very fitting. But I ended up not enjoying any of my classes, so I switched my major to apparel merchandising so I can learn about like the business side of fashion, and then my minor to fashion design so I could learn more about how fashion is made and how materials are sourced and all that fun stuff. That whole year really got me into fashion when I made that switch, and I had been getting into brands like Supreme and all that kind of stuff, and I was going down this rabbit hole of starting to spend more and more money on clothes, so I would have to save up the money to buy them. So as I'm at college, I'm learning more about clothes. I'm seeing how much money can be made just from like either reselling clothes or just the appreciation from clothes. You have people like Raf Simons, who has some jackets that go for like $50,000, which is just insane. But I really took it upon me to see fashion as a art form, rather than just clothing. And once I was able to see fashion more as an art form, I really started to understand the worth of a dollar, because I would sit there and be like, oh, I make like $15 an hour, so if this piece is like $150, it's gonna take me like 10 hours worth of work. It's like, is 10 hours worth of work worth this piece of clothing? And sometimes, in my opinion, it is. For a lot of people out there, it's not. But yeah, if it weren't for fashion, I initially wouldn't have really cared about money, because that's the one thing that I always like really wanted money for. And it's just because like you don't know if you're gonna miss out on a piece, so I kind of equate that with like having cash on hand, so if there's a dip in the market, you can buy, because you got to think like a piece of clothing goes on sale and then it's never on sale again. So stocks are kind of the same thing. A stock might go on sale and then never go on sale again. This actually happened with Skyworks Solutions. A shout out to Jeremy, because he recommended that stock that I missed out on. Fashion was really like the platform that I used to learn about how money works, and then I've been able to translate that to stocks, and I've had a good year. But I mean, everyone's had a good year, so I'm really trying to buckle down and making sure I understand the basics and everything I need to know, so I don't get burned or just take too much risk and lose all my money or something like that. I had like always been on the fence about dropping out, because I never really wanted to be there in the first place. And then what really caused me to drop out, and I've never really talked about this publicly, but my advisor at school, I was like sitting in her office, and I was essentially telling her that I was like suffering like mental health issues because of school, and like I was just gonna drop out or take some time off because it was just like really negatively affecting my mental health. And she said to me, do you want to work at McDonald's the rest of your life, or something along those lines? And I just decided I had to walk out and drop out right that moment. And from then on, I've been super dedicated to figuring out my path, and definitely, sorry. But I've definitely been trying to figure out my path, and I found my passion actually at IU, which is making music, or at least being creative. And I'd like to think that I know the places where I can strive and the places where I cannot. So that's part of why I think this would be a really good fit, is just because when I want to do something, I'm way more likely to succeed at it than when I just want the gains from what I'm doing, if that makes sense. Yeah, essentially I dropped out, I'm here, and it's been like 2 years, and I have more money saved up than most of the people I know. And that's not to be like bragging at all, because everyone has their own different things going on. I'm in a very lucky case, but I'm trying to make it the most advantageous that I can. I actually have like 3 or 4 accounts, but a couple of them I'm going to show on screen. And please keep in mind, I'm not trying to brag with any of this. To me, this is like kind of chump change. I know to a lot of people it might seem like a lot of money, but I really feel like I'm just started out on my financial journey, and I've really only been investing for like a year, a little over a year. And a huge reason that is because of people like Graham and Andre and Jeremy, who put out all this useful information that's taught me so much. And that's why I watch like every single one of their videos, trying to just soak up as much as I can. Some would say being a jack of all trades. But yeah, so that's pretty much my relationship with finances. And I thought you guys could use a story about how I bet on myself, because I know regardless of, even if this situation doesn't work out and someone else get this opportunity, somewhere, sometime down the line, my success is going to come, whether it be through music or just media, who knows. But I know that my time will come. I'm confident in it, and I just know that I need to keep on working. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I felt like I was kind of rambling, but I hope this helped you guys get a better look at how I view finances, and how I could be a better fit for this team. Because after watching my first video, I did think it was kind of shallow, and I didn't really talk about finances at all, which I probably should have. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and Jack and Graham, hope you guys are interested in me. No?